Hey everyone, I am still answering your questions. One of the questions that I really wanted to get to was about fear. This is something that we all deal with, whether you're a gymnast or any other sport or just in general, we all have fears. And in gymnastics, a lot of times those fears revolve around a new skill. Possibly just going backwards. Sometimes you get up on the balance beam and you do this. Have you ever done this? You're looking for the beam. Here's a hint. The beam's not going to move. We all think it's going to. It's going to disappear. We have to check that it's there. But fear is very difficult to handle. I'm going to talk about mental blocks in a different question. Right now, I'm just going to talk about the way that I handled fear for a particular skill. And that's often taking a step back. And as a gymnast, you don't want to do that. You want to keep going, and a lot of times you're having a competition like every weekend, so you don't want to stop training your routine. But if you're scared to do an element in that routine, you're not going to move forward. So take that time. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be a big deal if you miss 1 week or even a competition. It's okay. And this is something that you talk to your coach, you talk to your parents about. Everyone gets on the same team, and you discuss this. One of the things that I would do if I was scared for something on the balance beam. Well, if you're on the high beam and you have your arms raised, you're ready to go, and you count in your head, 1, 2, 3, go, and you don't go, that's a really big problem. And you have to get off the beam absolutely immediately. Don't stand there and hang out, because the longer you stand there and don't go, the more you're going to build it up into something huge in your mind, and that's going to just take you longer to get over the fear. So get off the beam right away. And one thing I do want to real quick mention is we all know we go 0 or we go 100%, right? Because what happens when you go halfway? Bonk. And oftentimes it's not pretty, and you can get really injured if you're only going part way. So make that decision. You either go 0 or you go 100% all out. If you get up there and say 1, 2, 3, and you don't go, get off the beam. You go down onto a line on the floor, and you do that skill, and you do it at least 10 times. Then you go to the low beam 10 times successfully. Then you can go to a mid-level beam or go to the high beam with big mats underneath 10 times. Then you get to try again on the high beam. 1, 2, 3, go. 100% or 0. If you don't go, immediately off the beam. Back down to the floor exercise. 10 there, 10 on low beam, 10 on mid beam. Then you get to try again. So what this did was, number one, it didn't allow it to become a big mental thing in your head because you were getting off the beam and you were staying active, doing the skill that you wanted to do. And it also allowed you to do so many different repetitions. So you're doing 10, 10, 10, 10, and all of a sudden your body and your mind are getting all of these repetitions. So eventually your body's just going to be able to do it. And it's also kind of wearing you down. At some point, you're just going to say, all right already, let's just go. And that's great too, whatever gets you there. Just understand that at some point in time, you're going to have to say to yourself, 1, 2, 3, and do it. You just have to do it. And know that your coaches have your safety in mind. That is the utmost importance for them. So they're not going to ask you to do something that you're not prepared to do. And if you're afraid, then they should be standing right there. Now, I don't really advise spotting on the high beam. I think if you're on the high beam, you need to be ready and prepared to do that skill on your own. If not, you really don't have any business being up there. So I would say practice it on the floor, on the low beam, on the mid beam, then get up there with confidence and go for it.
Thanks so much for watching, and of course you can get more videos below. And if you have a question for me, make sure you tweet it to Shannon Miller 96 with hashtag Shannon's Take. And of course, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can catch up with all of those questions you guys ask. See you next time.